From the Home Slice News Center, this is the Daily Slice for Friday, July 19th of 2024. I'm Amy Rose, and this is what's going on. A former employee of South Dakota's Department of Social Services has been indicted for allegedly stealing $1.8 million in state and federal funds from Child Protection Services, according to Attorney General Marty Jackley. 68-year-old Lana Carroll of Algona, Iowa, faces 2 felony counts of aggravated grand theft. Carroll was arrested Wednesday in Iowa and is awaiting extradition to South Dakota. Her bond has been set at $50,000. Carroll is accused of embezzling the funds between 2010 and 2023 while working in a role that gave her control over the program's finances. The Department of Health is reporting a case of measles in South Dakota. Here's Gary Matthews with more.
The adult resident developed a measles infection after traveling internationally. They visited Monument Health in Rapid City and tested positive for the disease. Dr. Joshua Clayton, state epidemiologist, says measles is a highly contagious viral disease and spreads through the air when an infected individual coughs or sneezes.
The time periods and locations where other community members may have been exposed to the case are the Black Hills Urgent Care on Mountain View Road from 10 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. on July 9th, and Monument Health Rapid City Emergency Department waiting room from 5 p.m. to 12 a.m. on July 12th. In national and international news, President Joe Biden's campaign is insisting anew he's not stepping aside. Biden's campaign chair on Friday acknowledged slippage in support, but told MSNBC the campaign sees multiple paths to beating Republican Donald Trump. It's a critical weekend ahead of Biden. Isolated as he battles a COVID-19 infection in Delaware, he's confronting the reality many Democrats at the highest levels want him to consider: how stepping aside from the 2024 election could be the party's best chance of preventing widespread losses. Biden's campaign is calling an all-staff meeting. The Democratic National Committee is pressing ahead with planning for a virtual roll call to nominate the president ahead of the party convention in August in Chicago. A global technology outage grounded flights, knocked banks offline, and media outlets off air after a faulty software update disrupted companies and services around the world and highlighted their dependence on just a handful of providers. Cybersecurity firm CrowdStrike said the trouble with the update it issued was affecting computers running Microsoft Windows and was not a security incident or cyber attack. It said a fix was on the way, but hours later, the disruption continued and escalated. Long lines formed at airports in the U.S., Europe, and Asia as airlines lost access to check-in and booking services at a time when many travelers are heading away on summer vacations. Hospitals and doctors' offices had problems with their appointment systems and canceled surgeries. And Wall Street Journal reporter Evan Gershkovich has been convicted of espionage charges that his employer and the U.S. vehemently reject. He was sentenced to 16 years in prison after a secretive and rapid trial in the country's highly politicized legal system. The conclusion of the trial could potentially clear the way for a prisoner swap between Moscow and Washington. The publisher of the Journal called it a disgraceful sham conviction. Gershkovich, his head shaved, looked calm as he stood in a defendant's cage in the Sverdlovsk Regional Court and listened impassively to the verdict. When the judge asked if he understood it, the journalist replied yes. After the verdict was read, someone in the court shouted, "Evan, we love you." Your weather forecast from the Home Slice Weather Center. We should see thunderstorms this afternoon. Highs will get up to 88, then more storms tonight with a low of 62. 80s and possible showers for Saturday and Sunday. That was your Daily Slice for Friday, July 19th of 2024. The Daily Slice is a production of Home Slice Media Group, hosted by Amy Rose with Gary Matthews, executive producer Mark Houston, engineered by Chris Jacquez. I'm Amy Rose. Have a great weekend.